Hello, have you struggled in advanced tax? Well, if you have, let's try and learn about non-recourse and recourse liabilities together so that maybe on the next test we can really knock it out of the park. My name is Jack Spielin. I'm a senior here at UCA, and let's get started. So the first question is, why worry with recourse and non-recourse liabilities? Well, partners need to include their share of liabilities in their basis of the partnership. So the debt must be distributed to arrive at each partner's basis. Tax law says the partner is borrowing their share of partnership liabilities and contributing cash to acquire this interest. So also, borrowing is going to increase asset basis. So any purchase asset basis increases by any borrowed funds. So if they buy something for debt, with debt, it's going to increase the basis. So now let's also get into the difference between recourse and non-recourse. The difference really lies in the legal responsibility the partners and the partnership is going to hold for paying off the liabilities, and we'll really get into that on these next couple slides. So let's talk about recourse liabilities. Per McGraw-Hill, the liability held by a partnership for which at least one partner has economic risk of loss. So the partner that is responsible could have to pay these off with their own funds if they're not able to pay it off with partnership funds. It's usually allocated to the partner that wanted to take on the payable or just had the payable at the beginning. So examples would just be like a payable for inventory and other situations. Now let's get into non-recourse liabilities. In non-recourse liabilities, creditors are not going to have the same level of recourse against the partnership. They're not going to be able to come after their personal assets if they can't pay it off. The debt is usually backed by real property. So think about if the partnership has a warehouse or something and there's a mortgage on that, the creditor would be able to get the warehouse. But that's all they'd probably be able to do. Just partnership things. Allocated to partners based off profit sharing ratios. So the same ratios that partners follow to get distributed the income is the same way they're going to distribute the debt. I also included this Exhibit 20-1, which summarizes recourse and non-recourse in a quick little sense. So, assuming liabilities of partners. So if a new partner brings in a warehouse or something or a property with them that has mortgage or debt with it, you're going to have to assume it to the partners. So assuming debt associated with contributed property. So if the liability relief for the person that's bringing the property to the partnership is going to be treated as debt relief, which is going to be treated as a cash distribution. Excess debt over the contributed property basis. So if the building is only worth $200,000, but the debt is $250,000, and that $50,000 debt that's over the basis is going to be allocated solely to the contributing partner, but the first $200,000 would be allocated based off those profit sharing ratios. Okay, so now let's look at this example here. Laurel contributed equipment worth $200,000, purchased 10 months ago for $250,000, and used in her sole proprietorship to Sand Creek LLC in exchange for 15% profit and capital interest in the LLC. Laurel agreed to guarantee all $15,000 of Sand Creek's accounts payable, but should not guarantee any portion of the $100,000 non-recourse mortgage securing Sand Creek's office building. What other than accounts payable and mortgage, Sand Creek does not have liabilities to the creditors. What is Laurel's initial tax basis in her LLC interest? So we're going to start with the fair market value of $250,000, which you purchased for it 10 months ago. And then the $15,000 is a recourse liability. She guaranteed all of the accounts payable, and we talked about how a payable is an example of a recourse liability. And then the $100,000 is a non-recourse liability, but that's just going to be allocated based off of what she agreed, that 15% profit, which is also going to work out to be $15,000. So here's a little table I made to add it all up. $250,000 we started with, $15,000 for the recourse liability and $15,000 for the non-recourse liability allocated on the profit sharing ratios, which arrives at an initial basis of $280,000. Thank you so much, and you'll have a great day.